got a good one, baby. Call your friends up.
You know what time it is. Game time. Let's get it. Woo!
This is a young Miami team that grew up a lot.
This team has aspirations to win a championship.
Two teams, one blockbuster night, baby.
Bagley driving to the middle, and it goes. He is so talented.
Hey, I see you, kid.
Miami just showed off their muscle in the paint.
Boom, boom, boom. These boys are rolling.
The most passion, the most intensity, the highest level of excellence. You just have to sit back and enjoy this.
Let's ball.
Welcome, everyone, to Big Monday, presented by Joseph A. Bank. It's a Sonic blockbuster. Tonight from Watsco Center, Coral Gables, Florida, number 5, Duke, in town to take on the Miami Hurricanes. The ACC schedule well underway now. It's surprising Virginia setting the pace at the moment. Number 2 in the country in the poll just out today behind Villanova. They're 5-0 in league play. Duke, the preseason favorite in conference. Part of a tie for 5th at 3-2. Miami 2-2. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the first Big Monday of the season. I'm Sean McDonough along with Dick Vitale. Delighted to have you with us. Dick, this should be a fun matchup tonight. Certainly in Duke and Miami, a contrast in styles.
Well, getting you away from football is a big plus here too now. I tell you, it's going to be special here. We got styles that are unbelievable. 93 points a game. Duke's second leading in the nation offensively. On the other side, Miami's in the top 5 defensively. Something's got to give. Big question, Sean. Can they contain Marvin Bagley, who I think will be ultimately the number 1 player taken in the NBA draft?
36 NBA scouts here tonight to watch a number of stars, including Bagley. With more, here's Allison Williams.
A treasure, one of the great players of his generation. That's how Duke head coach Mike Krzyzewski described Marvin Bagley to us today. The freshman has been sensational. He's leading the league in scoring and rebounding at almost 23 points and 12 boards. He is one double-double away from setting that record for Duke freshmen. But tonight may be his toughest test against a Miami defense whose number 1 goal is to deny him from catching the ball near the basket. It won't be easy, though. Coach Larinaga says they have to worry about not 1, but 5 NBA players out there for Duke.
We're ready for the tip of tonight's Sonic blockbuster matchup. Miami in the home white. Jeffrey Anderson will throw the ball in the air, working with Michael Roberts and Michael Stevens as our officials, and Dwan Huell control the tip for the Hurricanes.
People better realize that Miami has won 3 of the last 4 against Duke, 5 of the last 8.
And a travel call right away against Miami. Their starting 5 brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. And for Duke, the unique starting 5, 4 freshmen and 1 senior. The senior is Grayson Allen, the lone captain for the Blue Devils. He has the ball now. I
got a feeling Troy's going to have a big game. He's been struggling. He's been trying to be more of a facilitator.
They go right into Marvin Bagley III, and he's fouled by Dwan Huell. And Bagley will go to the free throw line. Freshman from the Phoenix area, played high school ball last year in Southern California at Sierra Canyon. Terrific article about Marvin and his family on ESPN.com today. If you missed it, you might want to check that out.
Great stories. I didn't know he was a rapper. They tell me that Jay-Z and Drake better watch out. This guy is sensational. You know what? He can make more money doing that than playing basketball.
He's going to make a lot of money playing basketball. Almost certainly a one-and-done player at Duke. 14 double-doubles, leading all freshmen in the country. Only Jordan Murphy of Minnesota has more among all players. He has 17. Danny Ferry's here tonight, watching Bagley wear his number 35 that was retired, taken out of retirement with Danny's permission.
And what, Danny was one special player who wore that Duke uniform, pass, score.
There's Brown, too strong with the right hand. Bruce Brown Jr., who's second team all-conference in the preseason. Grayson Allen's been in a shooting slump, and he misses his first 3, rebounded by Lonnie Walker. Now Huell took a bump from Wendell Carter, banked it home, and Bagley's hurt behind the play, flexing his right hand as he walks toward Coach K on the Duke bench.
That one thing, I don't mean coach get a little nervous right there. This is one special talent. They're very thin right now. Anyway, they play without Bolden. DeLaurier's not going to play either.
See if we can figure out what happened to him. He got tangled up with DeJuan Huell. Looked like a right hand or wrist injury. He's gone to the bench, and you're right. Two of their key subs both out injured tonight. Delorier for the 4th game in a row with a hamstring injury. Bolden also out with a knee, so they're thin. Lonnie Walker, their most highly touted freshman, buries a 3.
They need him to have a big game. Oh, turnover right here.
And then Lawrence slipped down after the steal, but it's out of bounds to Miami, off to a 5-2 lead. And Marvin Bagley, the 3rd, is going to the Duke locker room.
Not a good sign for Duke, I'll tell you that.
Another look at the play on which he got injured.
Can't see it there, if you can't show it, I can't.
Nope, some sort of hand injury. Maybe dislocated a finger or something like that when he got tangled up with Huell. Brown short with a short shot. Allen drives to the bucket, had it slapped away. Good hand by Jaquan Newton, out of bounds. Last touch by Duke. It is a lively crowd, a sellout crowd. And we're told your good friends A-Rod and J-Lo will be here before the night
They're not
is
here
over.
yet. A little late arrival. Well, let me tell you this. Grayson Allen last game was 0 for 5. They won the game against Wake Forest. He had 12 rebounds and about 7 assists. But Mike told me before the game he's thinking too much pass. He wants to become more aggressive, more offensive.
Mike Krzyzewski back on the bench tonight for Duke. He did not coach Saturday, their home win against Wake Forest. He had a bad virus, said he was violently ill Friday night. And Trevon Duvall, their freshman point guard, fouled as he started to drive into the traffic. First foul on Jaquan Newton.
Trayvon's a driving player. He's going to work a little more in his perimeter game. I'm a little surprised that Miami's shooting ball, I think, too quickly right now. I think they're playing a tempo that Duke would like to see them play.
Well, Jim Larinaga, their coach, said they'd like to play at a slow pace. There's a 3 for Gary Trent Jr. short. The rebound to Duvall.
Trent is a terrific shooter. That was one heck of a player.
Justin Robinson has come off the bench for Duke, and there's Carter, the spin move that sent Huell to the floor, and Wendell Carter Jr. with the dunk.
You know one thing, Sean, Carter would get a lot more publicity if there wasn't a guy by the name of Bagley next to him, because he's a legitimate big-time player.
Well, he was just the number 4 recruit in the ESPN Top 100. There's Walker. He was highly touted coming out of Reading, Pennsylvania. He was a consensus top 20 in the nation recruit. Had a meniscus tear over the summer. It set him back for about 3 months, and Jim Larinaga feels like he's just starting to find it. There's a 3 out of the corner for Carter. Looked like one of the Hurricanes almost tipped it up and into the wrong basket.
Yeah, Walker's a multi-talented player.
Lawrence, a pull-up 3. Certainly not what Coach Larinaga wanted there.
I can't get over how quickly they're shooting the basketball.
That is against the scouting reported game plan. Trevon Duvall all the way to the bucket. He's out of Newcastle, Delaware. Played last year in Dick Vitale's neighborhood at the IMG Academy here in Florida.
Saw him play. Just terrific athlete. He gets to the ring like he just demonstrated there, went coast to coast. It's not Trayvon, it's Trevon.
Yes, he told the sports information people, Trevon Duvall. Correct pronunciation.
Well, if anything he wants to do, those kind of drives he just demonstrated.
Here's Duvall again. Good catch by Carter, and another dunk by the athletic 6'10", 259-pound freshman out of Atlanta.
2 diaper dandies hooking up for that play. 4 starters freshmen. Only Kentucky with 5.
Another quick shot. I think that's going to be the message. Jim Larinaga storming down his sideline now to the end of the bench. This is exactly the opposite of what he and his staff talked about before the game. They want to be slow on offense, take good shots, and try to make it a low-scoring game. So much for that. In a big hurry again, and they turn it over. When we come back, Jim Larinaga will listen into what he had to say to his team before the game. And then Allison Williams gets a tour of the campus from a couple of the Kings.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by Joseph A. Bank, the new tradition since 1905. And in part by Wendy's Spicy Chicken Sandwich. Satisfy your spicy craving today.
When the shot goes up, the game begins. We've got to be all over the glass tonight, because if we're not, they will be. Attack them from start to finish. Let's go.
Jim Larrañaga now in his 7th season here at the University of Miami. Done a terrific job. Had them in the tournament last year with a 21-win team. Picked 4th in the ACC this year. Gary Trent Jr. rattles one home for Duke. Marvin Bagley has returned to the game for Duke. Allison Williams tells us they were looking at his shoulder. He's well enough to be back out there. That's great news for Duke, up by 2.
I think Jim talked about a little more patience on offense because they were shooting the ball so quickly.
Lonnie Walker missed the runner. Chris Likes is checked in at guard number 2 for Miami. Grayson Allen for 3 out of the corner. And there's Likes, generously listed at 5'7", way up there to get the rebound.
He's about 5'5", but oh, can he go to the goal? Oh, is he excited? Who said little guys can't play this game? Take a look at this guy. He's been a real spark for them off the bench the last few games. He's out of Gonzaga High School at Washington, D.C. area. Watch his change of direction. He looks like you, Sean. Look at him go to the goal. Lays that on the glass. Wow. Fun seeing a little guy like that. Look at the reaction. You know, one thing when you see the Duke jerseys, they bring out the best. Those 4 letters bring out the best of every opponent.
Lake's 3-point play. Here's Allison.
Guys, he brings his best no matter the opponent because he has been doubted at every level because of his size. He said, I don't like when people tell me I can't do something, and I go out there every game looking to prove them wrong. Heart over height is his motto.
He almost had a steal, and instead it winds up in the bucket for Duke. Javon Duvall right down the lane.
Tell you, not many guys could have made that shot. Duvall, great balance, tremendous agility, change from right hand to left, Sean. Really talented.
There's Lonnie Walker, played on a state championship team at Reading High School. Jim Larrañaga said he might be the nicest person I've ever coached. Raved about his family, his community, that a busload of people come down when Miami played a game in the D.C. area. There's another 3. This one from Anthony Lawrence.
Lawrence makes the 3, created by the penetration by Likes. Did a great job penetrating and found the open man. Love seeing little guys like this, busting their gut, proving they can play. Young guys out there never ever believe in camp.
Bagley high in the air. Carter kept him alive for Duke, but nobody else there. Carter got poked in the eye. He's a little bit slow to get back. There's a lob. Huell couldn't catch it. Huell again, no. And with both Bagley and Carter there, it got tipped away.
Huell, one of the most improved guys in the ACC.
Offensive foul called on the ball.
And look who got it. Likes beat him to the spot. Squared his body, took the charge. I'll tell you, that Huell kid has really improved. He leads the ACC in field goal percentage. What a play right there by Likes. Great defensive play. He knows he's going to change direction, beats him to the spot.
We talked about the lack of depth for Duke, and that's 2 fouls on the ball, so he's gone to the bench. And they're taking a look at the eye of Carter. We mentioned he got poked in the eye. I don't know if he's a contact lens wearer, but that seems to be the issue. Now he's all right. So Duvall on the bench. Alex O'Connell has checked in. Another freshman. He's out of Roswell, Georgia, number 15 for Duke. Good 3-point shooter.
His dad played for Duke in the 70s. He scored 12 points against Wake Forest, made some big threes.
Great effort by Grayson Allen to steal, and the good pass to get it off to Carter.
You're right, Jay. It was a great effort by him on the floor. Senior veteran player.
They lob it in for Bagley, but Carter almost threw it into the bucket. 7 minutes in, Miami leading by 2. These 2 teams split a couple of meetings last year. Each team winning on its home court. Miami won a low-scoring game here, 55-50, and Jim Larrañaga said he'd like a game like that again tonight.
Well, the pace they're going right now, I don't think we're going to see that kind of game.
Grayson Allen gets the 3 to go out of the corner after a scoreless game Saturday. Dick mentioned, though, he had 12 rebounds in that win.
Tell you one thing, he's come out firing. Mike Krzyzewski said before the game, I talked to him, I want him to shoot the ball, be more aggressive.
I should correct myself, he did not have a field goal Saturday. He did have 2 points from the free throw line. Lonnie Walker, a deep miss, and it's kept alive in the corner by Bagley. Quickly out on O'Connell, knowing he's a three-point threat. Trent, nice drive to the bucket. He took a bump, and he'll be at the free throw line, trying to pad a 1-point Duke lead. The foul's on DJ Vasiljevic, who's just come in off the bench. His first. Saturday prime time, presented by AT&T. It tips off at 8:15 Eastern. Florida taking on number 18 Kentucky. That's a rough arena. Then UCLA takes on Oregon in Eugene. Both games on ESPN and the ESPN.
Tell you one thing, when you put Trent on the free throw line, it's like automatic. He's a terrific free throw shooter. And then he misses. Unbelievable.
Just his fourth miss of the season. Now in 42 attempts. And he would be leading the league in free throw shooting if he had enough attempts to qualify. It's just barely below the minimum needed, which is 2.5 attempts per game.
He's got to drive the ball a little more. He's a little bit too much one-dimensional. He's such a good shooter, but he's got to learn to attack the rim so he can get to the free throw line.
Justin Robinson back in. Trent goes to the bench.
People
Duke by 2.
Justin, the son of
the Admiral
David Robinson. Came here as a walk-on and now has a scholarship.
Yeah, he's getting some good minutes lately without the front court players we mentioned, Laurier and Bolden.
They're zoning right now. Duke came out of the man-to-man, went to the zone.
Vasiljevic, he's a good three-point threat. Has 33 makes to lead the team. Missed that one. Goldwire on the floor. Jordan Goldwire, another freshman out of Norcross, Georgia. And Robinson called for a travel. It's a turnover. It's the 5th. Committed by Duke. Grayson Allen, a three-point field goal after he did not hit from the floor Saturday against Wake Forest. And Duke up by 2 early in Miami. It's time to go head-to-head, brought to you by Bosch Wiper Blades. This is the 26th meeting all-time between these two schools. Duke leads the all-time series. They had a big edge to start the series, won 15 of the first 17. That was before Jim Larinaga. Miami 5-3 against Duke since he arrived at Coral Gables. Duke hasn't won here since 2014. Miami's won 3 of 4 here against Duke, including last year. Buki Zundu in the game off the bench for Miami. He missed, and here comes Duke with the ball at a 2-point lead.
Zundu likes that little jump hook in the lane. Duke's 2 losses this year, Sean. The three-point shot really was empty for them, losing to BC and NC State.
Both losses on the road. Meanwhile, Miami has not lost a game here this year. That's a 3 for Gary Trent. But they've only played 6 home games, Miami. That's a reason why at 13-3, 2-2 in the conference, you have to like what's ahead for them. They've played, this is their second home game here since December 5th.
Yeah, you're right. Life on the road in college basketball can be mighty tough.
I mentioned earlier, 3 of their first 4 conference games were on the road. 7-0 run for Duke. Likes and his pass deflected out of bounds by Marvin Bagley III. We mentioned Alex Rodriguez and Jennifer Lopez. They are the 3rd and 4th best looking people sitting in our row, Dick.
Right, exactly. Tell you, the big star in the house.
Saw Jamal Mashburn over to say hello to A-Rod during the TV timeout. A lot of celebrities on hand here in Miami tonight. Likes had his shot deflected just as the shot clock was running down. O'Connell passed up a 3. Miami's now missed 10 of its last 12 shots. And Trent, who's an excellent shooter, his dad Gary Trent played 9 years in the NBA. Trent Jr. has 8 points for Duke.
Mike did a great job penetrating and coming up that little jump shot in the lane. He's got to do more than that and then shoot the 3.
Walker, the pull-up, long in the baseline jumper, snatched by Wendell Carter. More than midway through the half. They go right into Bagley. He lost it on the way up.
So far, they've done a great job containing Bagley down inside.
Lawrence all the way to the basket. Nice drive and score by the junior from St. Petersburg.
Well, they do a great job driving the basketball. They did that against Clemson in their loss. The three-point line and the foul line really hurt them in that game. And Clemson, by the way, Sean, is legitimate.
How about them?
They're playing great.
Great scores, no doubt.
But tomorrow they go to North Carolina. Record there, 0-58.
Yeah, most losses ever. Not a win for any team anywhere. Likes again delights the crowd. Let's check in back in the studio with Carl Ravitch.
Number 34, Wendell Carter. His first team's third.
Tell you one thing. What about Gino and his record? That's unbelievable. I don't think he gets enough publicity for what he's achieved there with the Connecticut Women's Program. I really don't. Got to take care of my paisanos.
I was going to say, and you do a very good job of that. The foul on Bagley was his first. And likes again to spark off the bench. He's been getting more playing time, as Dick mentioned. He's played well. Jaquan Newton, who plays ahead of him, has scuffled a bit lately. So Jim Larinaga has been giving the crowd favorite likes more time. Trent fouled by Jaquan Newton.
They're going to be happy there to see him go to the free throw line if you're Duke. I had a game Saturday. You'd be interested in this. They come all the way back, Vanderbilt. They cut the lead. Kid gets fouled with like less than a minute to go the free throw line to shoot 3. He's shooting 90% for the year.
You gave
no chance. He missed all 3. Could have put the game to one. Kentucky. Bob Schuster and I had the game. We couldn't believe. We thought he's going to cut that lead. He's a terrific shooter. I felt so bad for him because really the kid's heart you could see was broken. Missed 3. 0 for 3.
Felt so bad for him. He brought it up again 2 nights later.
Oh, gee, you're right. At least he's getting some PR.
Wow, Trent frustrated. He had missed 3 all year entering tonight. And Dick is taking full blame for that.
No, he was taking blame. Jennifer Lopez, I saw him peek. He's looking at Jennifer.
That would be understandable. That is a very good excuse. Likes the miss, but it's tipped in by Izundu, Jr., originally from Nigeria, moved to Charlotte when he was 15 years old.
He's a big presence in the post area.
Bagley wants to be more involved, too strong, and plucked off the rim by Bruce Brown, who's the 14th leading rebounder in the league, and he's a guard. He's Miami's leading rebounder at 7 a game. Lawrence scores, and Miami on the run.
That's one of the things they want to do. They want to straight line drive the basketball. Duke has had one negative this year, is their defensive play has been deficient. And that's to be expected when you got 4 freshman kids. That's the biggest adjustment kids have to make, playing as a team defensively.
Carter missed the 3. Crowd fully involved now. Brown another rebound. 9-2 run for the Canes. They've taken a 1-point lead.
You may see Duke having to play some zone because they're going to straight line try to drive to that goal. What did I tell you? There he goes again.
And they pick up a foul on a strong move to the bucket by Jaquan Newton. 7:42 to go in the first half at Coral Gables.
Hit it! Woo! You want to win the Big 12? You got to go through these Big 2. Kansas, West Virginia, it's a blockbuster.
Part of the Sonic blockbuster doubleheader. What a doubleheader it is. All 4 teams in the top 25. The next game, Kansas and West Virginia, they're both in the top 10, and it's tough to play in Morgantown, as Bill Self's squad has found out. They've dropped 4 in a row at WVU Coliseum.
I was there last year for that game, and I'm telling you something, that people get after a little John Denver, a little Rocky Mountain High, and then that pressure comes after you with Carter and company. It'll be really great down at Mama Shoes and Jay Billis and company. Should be a lot of fun.
Jaquan Newton at the free throw line missed the first of 2. A couple of starters on the bench, including Wendell Carter, who has 10 rebounds already. 7:42 to go in the first half. 1 out of 2 for Newton. There's Allison Williams.
Guys, we saw some of those quick shots that Miami was getting off. I asked assistant coach Chris Caputo about that. He said they're good with them because they've come off turnovers and rebounds. That's when they want to get out and run in transition when they can, but it's about finding that balance between wanting to run in the right spots, but also slowing it down in the half court when Duke's able to get back.
Very good, Allison. I'm telling you, you could be a coach, man. I like the way you broke that down. Great. Oh, what a spin move for the lane.
Yeah, Bagley. That's why the NBA scouts are here. Mike Krzyzewski, as Allison said, we visited this morning, said he's going to be an NBA All-Star. He's going to be one of the players of his era.
I'll tell you, well, you can't teach a lot of things he has. His quickness, his running ability up and down the floor in transition. He's done a great drop step in the lane.
Good hands on defense by Grayson Allen. Here comes Duke in a tie game. Nearly a bit too quick. It's Goldwire out of the corner for three. Bounced around and fell through for Jordan Goldwire.
He wasn't a big-time recruit, but they felt he could fit into their system, and really he's done exactly what they wanted to do. Give him some minutes off that bench, especially right now with Navarro and Foundry.
That's just his fourth three-point field goal of the year. He averages under a point and a half per game. Zundu inside. Whoa, look at Buell flying to the offensive glass, and then he landed on the end line.
Take a look at Bagley. We're going to watch him right here. That's why people marvel at the kid. You can't teach us. Look at that quick spin in the lane. And then a left-handed player goes up strong. He was in 3 high schools in 3 years. Just trainers called the old Marco Polo guy. But they say he's a beautiful kid. They can't rave enough about him. 3.3 student for the first semester at Duke. Tremendous rapper. They said he had great potential. When the award-winning producers did a little rap with him and said he's got great talent.
Shatter that freshman double-doubles record at Duke by the time this season is finished. Justin Robinson passed up the elbow jumper. 6 minutes to go in the half. It's been tight throughout. Trent Jr. drove from the wing. Good hands by Walker. Likes with Allen trying to get back, and he lays it in.
Nice little sneak out by Likes. I'll tell you, this place on the floor for kids with quickness, confidence. He got a little swag to him, too, Sean. He's got your kind of swag. Monday Night Football. Wow.
Lawrence, the block shot, as he rejected Trent right underneath the bucket.
Trent trying to drive to the goal. Let's get to that free throw line. Here comes the block rotating. Good job defensively from the help side. Close the driving lane. That's a real trademark of Jim Larinaga since he's been there. Get his team to play good defense. Only give up 60 points a game.
They left Carter alone, so he rattles home a 3. Doesn't shoot many, but he makes a high percentage. Started the night 9 for 19 from 3. That's 47% plus.
That's not bad. Tell you one thing, he's a good time player. They're in the zone right now. You're going to see some zone out of them. Second players.
Buell inside. He's not afraid to go in there. Interesting how the Duke team has changed. Last year, so perimeter oriented. Now with Bagley and Carter, they're really an inside oriented team. Bagley, you thought about a 3.
That Tatum was so special for them.
Inside Carter, the high-low entry from Bagley. Well, we talked to Jim Larinaga before the game. He said, in my 7 years at Miami, the best NBA prospect is Marvin Bagley. And I say that knowing that Jason Tatum is starring right now for the Celtics. And, of course, Jim Larinaga's son, Jay, is on Brad Stevens' staff in Boston.
I remember last year saying, during one of the games, you might have been dinner with me, Virginia, when Tatum went really off. I said I thought for sure he'd be the first player to draft. I would have made a number one.
They redrafted. He very well might be. Duval has 7 points now, and all of a sudden the lead's up to 7 for Duke, matching the largest of the night for the Blue Devils. The largest Miami lead has been 4.
See, Mike's right now. He took him a coaching move, playing chess. He's trying to protect Duval on the floor by going to the zone. He's got 2 fouls. See, I'm going to attack where he's at. Wherever he's on the floor, trying to attack that area and drive at him.
Brown, a deep 3. Buell inside again. Tried to tip it, and it was taken back by Bagley. Allen, quick catch and shoot. No. Lawrence, the rebound, and the quick response. Off the Likes, right into Carter, and there's Buell to make sure he scored, and he got fouled.
Great play by Buell. That's why they say he's one of the most improved players in the ACC. Leads him in field goal percentage. You know what? You lead him in field goal percentage. If you're 6'11", you can dunk like he just did.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Overton's, America's marine and water sports superstore, and AstraZeneca.
At the line for the Kings, number 21, Buell, shooting.
All right. They're driving. They're going to try. Let's see if they follow the advice. Nope. Well, they lob it inside. That's not a bad option, but it's Bagley in there, and he scores.
That's a good option right there. Going inside to Mr. Bagley. Right now, very important to Miami. They can't allow Duke to have a spurt to go with that kind of momentum at halftime. I think a smart move by Coach K going to that zone defensively. They're going to play a little passive on the perimeter.
Allison asked Coach K this morning, what's your preferred defense? It's a good question. He said, whichever is best for my team at the time. And this is a good example why the zone is better for his team right now.
Well, years ago, he would not even think about the zone, having learned as a disciple of Bob Knight.
Carter, next bucket, will have a double-double here in the first half. 9 points and 10 rebounds, and Huell the dunk at the other end.
That's the way to beat a zone. Beat it up the floor. That's one of the great ways to beat a zone defense. Don't let it get established. Beat it in transition. And they got athletes that can do that.
Huell was an important recruit for them. He's a sophomore from right here in Miami. There's talent here in South Florida. One of the keys for the Canes to keep that talent home. Walker the steal. Brown the dunk.
Brown gets the dunk. Two athletes hook it up. But what a steal by Walker. You're right. A terrific athlete from out of Pennsylvania headed to Miami. Oh, he made a great play here. Just stay with that ball. Great instincts, knew where his teammate was. Love it, baby. I love it. Watch this play right here. Now watch the instincts. He knows where he is, Sean. He knows where he is. Wow. Up and away.
Welcome back to Coral Gables, Florida, just outside Miami. It's the ACC on ESPN, the first big Monday of the season. Start of 8 straight Monday nights. It's a great ACC game coming your way every Monday at 7 p.m., leading right up to the ACC tournament.
I'll tell you one thing. Clemson's been a lot of surprises. And one of the real surprises of the year, I'll tell you, those two guys are sensational.
Which one's Bagley and which one's Carter? Bagley gets more hype. It's Carter dazzling the scouts tonight. I talked to a couple of the scouts before the game. Right now, they view him as a mid-first-round pick. Walker, no. Huell, there again. Huell more than holding his own inside against that big freshman tandem of Bagley and Carter. Brown the steal.
Rebounding the key. They're doing a great job getting to the offensive
for the lead. It's a three for Lonnie Walker, the fourth.
They love it, baby. The three. They're jumping with John down in Miami. Coral Gables. A-Rod's in the house. Jennifer Lopez in the house. Sean McDonough's in the house. Allison Williams. And some guy named Dickie D.
Whistle as Allen tried to feed Bagley for a dunk. That three by Walker gives us the 9th lead change of this very entertaining first half.
Doing a great job with the steals, man. Running the ball out. There's the three ball. And Walker, a very streaky shooter. He's not a, what you call a good shooter, a streaky shooter, but a terrific athlete, meaning quick, explosive.
30% for the year from three. Came in 2 for his last 16 from beyond the arc. They all struggled at Clemson Saturday in that loss. They made just 6 threes for the game. As a team, they have 4 here in the first half tonight.
Common denominator, 3 losses, been the inability to make the three, and the free throw line's really been tough for them.
Shot clock violation. Bagley trying to probe the baseline. Commits Duke's 11th turnover of the first half, and that is not a happy Hall of Fame coach.
I'll tell you one thing, the last 3 minutes has been Uncle Mo on the side of Miami. They were down 7. Here they are, they're up 1. Nice little spurt by the Kings. Like somebody foul line there. Foul line there is wide open.
Vasilovic for 3. Huell went up in the air a little bit too early, and it wound up in the hands of Bagley, and the Duke bench calling out for the last shot of the half. Jeff Capel up off the bench. He coached the team to the victory with Coach K ill on Saturday. Ooh, Allen, nasty looking fall. He grabs his left ankle. He gets called for travel. And it's good to see him bounce back up quickly, because that didn't look good as he went down.
They slipped down there in the little sweat perspiration.
Ooh, boy. So time for Miami with 4.3 to go. And Jim Larinaga is going to use a timeout. Interesting what he does with his coaching staff. Allison alluded to it as we look at the slip again for Allen. But Jim, like football, he has an offensive coordinator. In this case, it's Jamal Brunt, who's probably doing the bulk of the talking here to set up the last play. Chris Caputo's been with him for 16 years, back to George Mason, the defensive coordinator. And Adam Fisher does a great job handling all the scouting for every game. That was a tough scout tonight. He said all we have to do is defend 5 NBA players.
That's not bad. But I'll tell you one thing. Jim's been a winner everywhere he's been, from Bowling Green. The job he did at George Mason. Remember the year they went down into the Final Four? Whatever a miracle that was. Beat North Carolina, Michigan State.
68 years old. And not often, he's the younger coach on the bench tonight, but Coach K is 69, will be 70 next month.
Do you realize I could take a baseball from my house and hit a house he bought my...
Shredded the buzzer, banks it home. Duke with the steal. Trent the bank shot, and what a lift that'll give Duke. Heading into the locker room. Great effort by Allen. And Trent a little bit lucky with the desperation heave. He banked it home from beyond the arc.
That was Hail Mary at its best, baby. That was Doug Flutie time down here in Miami. That was Hail Mary all the way. Look at Bryce Allen. He gets an assist. Great awareness. I mean, kisses it off the glass. Wow. Look at it, diving on the floor. I mean, one thing about Allen, hustles, scraps, makes little plays. Great job.
Here's Allison with Coach L.
Coach Larinaga, I know not the final play you wanted to see there to end the half, but what was the spark that helped to create some momentum for your team?
Well, I thought both teams went right at each other, back and forth. Thought Chris Likes had a terrific first half. Lonnie Walker really helped us. Our defense was pretty good, but their big guys are awfully good. We got to figure out a way to keep Bagley and Carter under control.
Coach L, thank you.
All right, Allison, thank you. At the half, Duke up on Miami 42-40. Now let's send you back to the studio with the Alfa Romeo halftime report. Welcome back to Big Monday, presented by Joseph A. Bank. Tonight, a Sonic blockbuster doubleheader. Later on, Kansas and West Virginia. But right now, Duke and Miami in a dandy, a 2-point lead for Duke at the half. Sean McDonough along with Dick Vitale. Your thoughts about that first half?
Well, you know, transition game certainly was big for Miami, but Mr. Carter was a double-double guy. They controlled Bagley, contained him, so that's a positive. But I think they're going to do a better job with shot selection, Miami.
Time for tonight's game flow, driven by Continental Tire. You mentioned the double-double for Wendell Carter Jr., the 8th of his freshman season.
He's running so effective inside. There's the fast break. They ran rewind. I love this little guy. I'm going to tell you, I love him. He brings a spark to the team, Mr. Likes.
Jim Larinaga said, we like to run. We don't necessarily want to go up and down with Duke. We'll pick our spots. They outscored them. Fast break points 21-3. Second half underway of this Sonic blockbuster design play, it appeared. They couldn't connect with Carter on the lob.
That was a set play coming out here for the second half.
Same 5 that began the game begins the second half for Duke. The 4 freshmen with the senior captain Grayson Allen. Here's Trevon Duvall. Carter almost got in his way. Bagley says, get out of my way. And it's a 4-point lead for Duke.
I got a feeling we're going to see him break out here in the second half. Contained him a little bit in that first half. Good offensive rebound. So quick. He has that bounce right off the floor. It's like a Spalding, remember Spalding ball years ago? And that sucker used to bounce.
Jump stop by Brown, and Huell flushes the Brown miss.
Tell you one thing, I really like him. I really like his improvement from last year. He's become a positive force around that basket.
Yeah, he averaged just more than 5 points per game, 5.5 a year ago. He's averaging 13.5 this season and has 13 already tonight. Carter spinning every which way, and he got bumped by Huell. Here's Allison Williams.
Value the ball and get back in transition. Those were 2 big points of emphasis for Duke at the half. I spoke with associate head coach Jeff Capel, pointed out 30 of Miami's 40 points came off of offensive rebounds or in transition, so they have to be better in both of those facets. Felt like their half-court defense was pretty effective. One note for them offensively, they got to utilize those bigs and look to work inside out a little bit more.
Tell you something that'll show it. It's really lacking right now by Miami, and normally it's not that way. They're allowing the ball inside in the paint area too easily. He's getting the ball in there too easy.
Huell accidentally whacked in the face by Carter. It was the foul on Huell, and he has gone to the bench. They're taking him to the locker room, it appears.
You get charged with a foul, you get injured, you go to the locker room, and the other guy's going to make points. Something not right about that equation.
It's not a good thing all the way around. They've just taken him almost to their tunnel. Carter missed the first free throw. Freshman out of Atlanta, Pace Academy. He was the Georgia Player of the Year last year. Then Pace back-to-back state titles. He missed 2 free throws, so here comes Miami down by 2.
Okay, one thing with Huell out of the game, that's a big plus for Duke because he's one guy that can help them try to neutralize the bigs of Duke.
Lonnie Walker all the way to the bucket.
Laval is a driver. He's a slasher. You want to play off him and make him make some shots from the perimeter.
Guarded by Jaquan Newton.
Newton was a better player, I thought, coming off the bench his first 2 years. He has struggled this year.
Yeah, you had him as your 6th man of the year in the entire country a couple of years ago. He finished 2nd in the ACC 2 years ago for the 6th man. Isaiah Hicks of North Carolina. Good work by Izundu, kept it alive. And Bruce Brown there to score. Sophomore from Boston, the Dorchester neighborhood in the great city of Boston, Massachusetts.
That's a great city. I'll tell you one thing, Sean. You're 100% right. Izundu will not get credit, but he kept that ball alive for the easy basket. I love Boston, man. What's there not to like?
Amen.
Patriots are going to win it again. More controversy. Forget about that nonsense. Tom Brady, greatest of all time.
Bagley strong. And the rebound down to Brown.
Marvin's going to learn to utilize the backboard a little bit more to be his friend. Shooting the ball too quick out there. That's not a good shot.
Nope.
Not a good shot. Shot selection is so important in trying to win basketball games.
Huell back on the bench, as you saw, and now he's gone to the scorer's table, so he'll check back in for the Canes. Grayson Allen couldn't corral it.
They got numbers.
They sure do. They might have too many numbers, or he didn't know which open man to throw it to. 4-on-1, and Miami does not score.
And you get an acrobatic shot. That's ridiculous. 4-on-1.
Well, let's see if they can handle 3-on-2. Lawrence for 3.
Oh, he made up for the one down there. They made up for it, Sean McDonough. They made up for it. He said, we didn't want 2, we want 3. 3's better than 2. Even a dummy like me can figure that out. And I didn't go to Harvard. I can't spell Harvard.
Three-pointer for Lawrence. Set up by the defense, which is the trademark of this Miami team. Canes up by 3 on their home court.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Boost Mobile.
Lively atmosphere inside the Watsco Center in Coral Gables, Florida, on the campus of the University of Miami. Canes 6-0 at home this year, trying to go to a perfect 7-0. They're on a 7-0 run over the last 2:16 to retake the lead in this back-and-forth game. Duvall rejected as he went into a crowd of Hurricanes.
That was a tough shot right there for him. We're right into traffic. You got to understand a good shot. See, that's the other learning process for a lot of young players.
Anthony Lawrence, his dad played here at the University of Miami, was his high school coach in St. Petersburg. His dad might have to revisit shot selection with his son.
I think a lot of kids.
Inside out they go. And Bagley fed Allen, who missed, and he is in a prolonged slump now over the last 4 games. 1 for 6 from the floor tonight. Good little stop and go move, and Walker will shoot a couple. Our Saturday primetime game presented by AT&T. Tips off at 8:15 Eastern. Florida battles Kentucky. And then UCLA and Oregon from Eugene. Both games on ESPN and the ESPN app.
Saturday night, can't wait to go down to Clemson. As you take a look here, SEC standings. Look at Auburn. Who'd ever believe that? I mean, 2 of their best players are being held out because of the scenario with the FBI scandal. Mr. Mashburn in the house, played for Rick Pitino on the great teams in the 93 and went to the Final Four.
The largest lead of the game now for Miami. 5 points as we approach 16 minutes to go.
Making it a little tougher now. The defense not giving CC shots. This is another example. Deflection, steal.
Walker, the pull-up three. He's been terrific tonight.
Streaky shooter, but he's on fire tonight. That's all Jimmy Larraga cares about. Oh yes, what a big lift right there by the diaper dandy. Crowd loves it, Sean. Look at them. They love it. Making it tougher to get the ball into the interior.
12 straight Miami points and an air ball after a good drive to the bucket by Trevon Duval, the freshman point guard. Walker tried to impress those scouts tonight, blocked by Trent, and then it struck Trent on the way out of bounds.
And look at A-Rod and Jennifer. I want to get an autograph. I don't want yours, A-Rod. I want Jennifer's. I don't want yours, A-Rod. I want Jennifer's autograph. And I want Walker's too, making shots like that. I even want yours, Sean. Give me your autograph. Look at this. Wow. Mr. Walker loves it. Look at A-Rod. He likes it too. Smile.
All right, Carl, thank you. Let's take a look at tonight's Capital One fan vote. The question, who should be the top team in college hoops? Here are the top 4 in the poll just out today from the AP. Villanova, Virginia, Purdue, Oklahoma. If you were to vote, which one of those teams would you choose?
Well, you know, I voted for Villanova, but I'm going to tell you this right now. You can really make a case for Virginia the way they're really dominating teams. When you hold 7 teams under 50, are you serious with a shot clock and with the unbelievable three-point shot?
A couple of tough breaks at each end. Walker had one spin out, and then Trent had one go around and out for Duke. So Duke, 1 of 8 from the floor in the half with 3 turnovers, and down by 8. They led by 2 at the break. They didn't see Newton coming behind. Carter out of bounds to Miami.
Then Newton did a great job defensively, really struggling offensively. He and both Allen, 2 veteran players that had a great history of scoring, are really finding it tough. Players go through those little slumps.
The thing about our Capital One poll, Oklahoma moved into the top 5 today, led by Trae Young. Many believe is the best player in the country. A great guard, leading the nation in scoring and assists. There have been 17 different teams now that have been in the top 5 this year. That is already the 2nd most in a single season in the history of the AP poll. And we're only in mid-January.
Trae Young will be my #1 pick as player of the year right now in mid-season.
Ooh, Lawrence didn't like the call as he thought he had a clean block from behind on Marvin Bagley III. Here's Carl Ravitch back in the studio.
I know that Carl wants me right now. He's asking me. I know you are, Carl. Who my top 5 for player of the year would be? I would go 1 with Mr. Trae Young, 2 Bagley, 3 DeAndre Ayton, a terrific player from Arizona, 4 Brunson of Villanova, and 5 Trey Holder from Arizona State.
There's the foul on Lawrence. His 2nd. He didn't like it. Duke has not scored in 5 minutes and 20 seconds. Bruce Brown to bench for Miami.
And that's interesting what you said. They haven't scored. They're 2nd in the nation behind Oklahoma at 93.2 points per game. Miami can play some D. They're in the top 5 in the country in least number of points they allow.
They are 2nd in the ACC in defense. Miami gives up just more than 60 points per game, but they are 8 points behind Virginia in scoring defense. Virginia was picked 2nd in the, 6th in the ACC preseason media poll. They are 2nd in the country
And alone atop the ACC, Tony Bennett, is there any doubt that he is one of the great coaches in all of basketball, college or pro?
Absolutely. He's got a lot of what the Boston Celtic head coach has, Mr. Stevens. Very similar personalities. And if you could win at Washington State, if you could win there, they should put a statue for what he achieved at Washington State. It's not easy up in Portland.
2 fouls on DeJuan Huell. Been a very well officiated game here tonight by Messrs. Stevens, Roberts, and Anderson. Duke has scored just 2 points in this half, and they turn it over again. Trent trying to feed the post to Bagley, who is well away from the block. And Mike Krzyzewski talked about this morning, Dick. It's a young team. They're a very talented team, but you are going to have to live through some mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely. Going to have down moments. There's no doubt about it. Right now, they're telegraphing their passes, and Miami's doing a great job on a lot of deflections. You get deflections, that means you're being aggressive defensively.
Whistles all of a sudden getting a little tighter here. Trent Jr. called for the foul, his second.
But the one thing with Duke, they can be down 8, 10, 11 points, and they're so explosive in transition, they quickly can get back. When they lose, it's a bulletin all over. They got 2 outs, and the both losses where the 3-point shot really was not there for them. They lost to BC and they lost to NC State.
Oh, 3 rolled out, but Huell there to follow up the miss by Walker.
The one thing Duke's not doing, they're not blocking out at all, Sean. They're leaving. How many offensive rebounds we've seen for scores? You got to put a body on somebody.
Wow. Trent tried to slam it off Walker. He caught it and too strong off the glass with the layup. 14-0 run from Miami. They should end it with this, and they don't. Trent was wide open. Carter lost it. Bagley fouled, and he'll go to the line to try to end this Duke drought.
See some of the frustration. You look at the body language.
NBA Wednesday doubleheader has Lonzo, Kyle Kuzma, and the Lakers squaring off against Russell Westbrook and the Thunder. That is at 8 p.m. A lot of NBA scouts here tonight. Then to Staples Center, the Nuggets and the Clippers. Coverage tips with NBA Countdown at 7 on ESPN and the ESPN app. NBA Wednesday, they still can't score. Bagley had a bucket 30 seconds into this half, and they haven't scored since. More than 7 minutes without a point.
Free throw line really making 36 scouts in the house. I think they all came to see Mr. Bagley, but I see their eyes looking at Miss Lopez.
Well, one of the areas he can certainly improve free throw shooting, 62% for the year. You've seen DeAndre Ayton, the star big man for Arizona. A lot of people making comparisons between Bagley and Ayton. If you were one of these NBA scouts, which one would you prefer?
Well, you know, I love both guys. Ayton's a true low post player, going to be a future star, but I love Bagley's quickness. We have not seen the real Marvin Bagley tonight. No. I don't know if that injury. Look at that.
Lights.
How does he get to the goal with 6'11" in there? You got to make contact with that.
Finally, wow. Duke has another bucket. They went nearly 8 minutes between scores. Trent ends the 16-0 Miami run, and you wouldn't know it by the way the second half has gone, but as Dick said, Duke very explosive, second highest scoring team in the country. They can get back into this one in a flash. Likes for 3.
Boy, things happen with this little guy. Are we looking at little Muggsy Bogues? Maybe Muggsy Bogues. I don't know, man. That kid gives them a spark. He's energy. For every little kid out there playing basketball, watch him and say, you know what? I can do it. Oh, what an inspiration he can be. He has given them a spark. It's all about to you right now. Look at this three. He shot that down from Miami Beach.
Welcome to the University of Miami campus. I'm Bruce.
I'm DJ, and we're going to take you around campus today. Tell me how many schools got a pool like this on campus and be able to chill out here in January, go out, have a swim, just sit by the pool.
This is the fountain. This is where the basketball team meets after class, talk about what happened in class, and on just anything, what time practice is. So this is where we just hang out, laugh, and have fun.
We would like to thank you for having Bruce and I show you around. I hope you jog some memories, and I hope you enjoy the game.
Dick, I'm not really sure why Allison needs a tour. She graduated from this fine institution in 2006. We have socks older than Allison. We did that at Syracuse too in the winter. Used to go down to the pool, hang out, get a little outdoor swim in. Huel, little jump hook that wouldn't go, and Bagley rips that one down.
One of the top rebounders in the country, averaging about 11 rebounds a game. Leads the ACC in rebounding and in scoring. Had a 34-15 game against Texas.
How about what an ugly half this has been? 0 for 6 from the line, 7 turnovers, and 3 out of 11 from the floor for Duke, but they're within 11 points midway through the second half now. The ball, another ugly possession. It got deflected out of bounds, but Duke has just 3 seconds on the shot clock.
Laval really getting himself in tough situations. Poor angles on the drive. He's a terrific transition player. They've done a great job keeping him away from transition.
They try to lob it into Bagley with the clock running out. Yes, they do. And they score. It looked like Huel got a hand on the ball, but Bagley's still able to power it up and in, and that gets him to double figures with 10.
He's so quick. He bounces off that floor so quick. Second and 3, third times as well.
Whoa, Huel.
Too many layups around the basket. I can't believe all the layups that Miami is getting around the basket. Huel has been really outstanding.
Yes, say to those scouts, don't forget about me. He's a sophomore right here in Miami. Huel 6'11".
Look at this guy play defense. I mean, I can't get over likes.
And Trent with a 3 for Duke.
He can do that quickly. He can go on fire. You were right, John. His dad was a heck of a player in the Mid-American Conference.
He's called the Shack of the MAC when he started Ohio U. Gary Trent Sr. 3 times the Mid-American Conference Player of the Year. Jim Larinaga takes the timeout with exactly 9 minutes remaining. And Miami leading Duke by 8. You don't hear a lot about Zawan Huel nationally. He's one of the better big men in the country, but he's been very impressive tonight.
Yeah, a little screen and roll to the basket. Explosive to the basket. Nice little pass. Yeah, he's really been very effective. Doing a terrific job. I want to get this out here right now. Mike Krzyzewski and I, as we watch the score right here, we both run a board of directors with the Big Foundation. And I'll tell you, Sean, I need help from people out there trying to help kids battle cancer. People go to my website, BigVitalOnline.com. They can get a chance on a beautiful red Mercedes convertible that you would look great in. Donation is $100, and all the money goes to the Big Foundation. Only 1,500 chances. There's about 400 left. So I'm telling you, go there quickly to DickVitalOnline.com. You'll see a picture of a gorgeous red Mercedes convertible. I could just see you styling that in Arizona. Wow.
Can I borrow some money from you?
Come on now, Monday Night Football.
I think our company, you and Gruden, took all the money. The rest of us are just here doing the best we can. There's Likes with the miss, and Trent the rebound. You have a feeling Duke is about to make it a game, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I have a little spurt coming on.
Allen the miss. That was Chance. He is
struggling big time.
Woefully. He, between Saturday and tonight, is 1 for his last 12 from the floor.
I really thought he was going to have a big scoring year this year. We're in the zone right now. Get out of the man-to-man.
Lawrence for 3.
Tell you, Miami really raises their game big time for the Duke Blue Devils.
Allen too strong with the left. He just can't get it to go. I think he has had a good offensive year, better than 15.5 points per game, but it's Miami's night. Wow. Right now, Jaquan Newton, the latest bucket for the Hurricanes.
Hurricanes really playing with a lot of emotion and passion. They're playing well. And one of the key reasons right here, I mean, if that guy likes, gives everybody a lick.
3 for Trent.
He can shoot it, Sean. He can flat out shoot it.
4 out of 7 from 3-point range tonight, meaning he's 12 for his last 19 from beyond the arc. He's been in double figures in 8 straight games now. He's averaging 13.5 for Duke. Likes pass fake behind the back. And Hill denied at the rim by Wendell Carter. And then DeFell had to save it. Likes couldn't get there before Bagley. And they get it across. 7 minutes to go in the game. Trent, a three, a big possession there. It looked like Duke was going to have an ugly turnover, and instead it's a 3-point bucket.
That's like a 5-point turnaround. You think that Miami's going to get 2, 3 the other way. Trent, that 3-point shot, that could change the complexion of a game quickly.
He has 23 points tonight.
Down to 7. It was like 13 about a minute ago.
Duke, tough floater. Bagley skied up in the air. Just floated up for that rebound.
Newton and Allen can't make shots. They are really struggling to make shots.
Foul called and count the bucket for Marvin Bagley III.
Here come the Dukies, Sean. Here come the Dukies. A lot of pride in wearing that jersey. A lot of success over the years. Mike Krzyzewski. We're going to watch Bagley. There he goes to work inside. To score. Coach K's got to be happy with this. Oh, yeah, he liked that. He liked that. Come on, let's go.
All right, we look forward to more great action tonight. Marvin Bagley III, the bucket. 15th double-double of his freshman season, and he now has the Duke freshman double-doubles record all by himself, pulling out of that tie with Jabari Parker and Gene Banks. 4-point game was just more than 5 minutes ago that Miami had a 13-point lead.
He had a minute and 25 to cut it down to 4. It's unbelievable.
Allen looked like he might have gotten away with a foul as he took it away from Lawrence. And the dunk. That'll get him back on track with the field goals. 1 for 8 tonight. Before that dunk, Larinaga is livid. He thought Lawrence was fouled by Allen, and that was right in front of us, and I think he was right.
Yeah, I think he was right, too. I thought he had a hole right there. That's a big turnaround. Down to 2. Zone got him a little standing around now. They're standing around Miami, not getting any movement.
Get into the middle of that zone. Brown attacked Carter. Miami wanted a foul there, didn't get one. It'll be Miami ball out of bounds.
See right there, he grabbed the arm. He grabbed the arm, Sean. They missed that call. See right there, he's hooking the arm.
Yep. Ball had already been knocked out. Likes. And there's a reach-in foul. I believe it's on Grayson Allen. It is.
It's amazing. We talked about the fact that, you know, a 10, 11-point lead against Duke is not monumental. Not with the way they're so explosive. That's why they average 93 points a game.
First foul on Grayson Allen. Here's Allison Williams as Light tees up a 3. Allison?
Well, guys, during that last timeout, Coach Larinaga telling his guys, just like right now, you have to get back fast and get a stop, and they got to get after those loose balls. They led to some big threes for Duke.
Duke to tie it, yes! Right down the lane, Wendell Carter.
Oh, big-time move right there. Spinning in the lane, showing power, physical, very agile. Boy, what an attack that is. Uncle Mo has arrived with the Dukies, big time.
13 straight points for Duke to wipe out that 13-point deficit, the largest lead of team tonight. Carter a block, and then Trent rifled it out of bounds off the body of Lonnie Walker.
Those two big guys playing really well now on the inside, and the Duke bunch really appreciates it. Watch this right at Carter. Spin in the lane, power. That's power. Physical. Attack, attack, attack. They're in the attack mode now, Sean.
For the lead now for Duke. Duval lays it in.
There's the attack I'm talking about. Driving to the goal. The Dukies are on top. What a comeback. Timeout by Mr. Larinaga. Needs a TO, baby. They need a TO.
Mike Krzyzewski said this regular season's all about gaining experience. He said the race is run into March. That's when we need to be really ready to go. Valuable experience for them tonight.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by Joseph A. Bank, the new tradition since 1905. And in part by Overton, America's marine and water sports superstore.
Sean McDonough, Dick Vitale, Allison Williams back in Miami. Duke led by 2 at the half. Then Miami went on a big run to start the second half, 19-4, including a 16-0 stretch. But they've gone cold. It's Duke now on a 15-0 run to come from 13 down to take a 2-point lead in a little more than 3 minutes. We're approaching 4 minutes to go. What a way to get Big Monday started for this college basketball season. Nice move by Carter, then he missed the up and under.
One of the reasons Duke came back is the three-point shooting at Trent. He's got 23 in this game.
He's too shy of his career high. He put up 25 in their loss to Boston College.
That zone defense is really bothering right now Miami. They haven't scored for like 3 minutes.
That's why they put this man in the game, three-point specialist, Vasiljevic, and he's off target. And Trent has been the star of the night, along with Carter, for Duke. Have the rebound.
You know, you could be a good three-point shooter like Vasiljevic is, but you got to take good shots. Those are not good shots. They're being challenged.
That was a wide-open three for Duvall, and he's just 23% from beyond the arc for the year. Gives Duke a 5-point lead, 2 away from their largest lead.
That was a good shot, wide open, like you said. Nobody contested him. Wide open, he can make that shot.
Tough shot by Brown. Huell tried to flush it. Brown got it back. And a chance for a 3-point play.
Great second effort by Brown. That was a big possession. They would have been down in this situation, giving the ball to Duke. Down 5. There's the score. Brown stays with the ball. Good fake, good bounce off the floor, and the conversion. Big play.
And 3 fouls on Trevon Duvall. There's Brown, just 6 points tonight. Hasn't been to the line. Now he makes his only free throw. It's a 2-point game with 3 minutes to go in Coral Gables. And the Miami fans coming to their feet.
Crowd trying to give him that little lift coming down the stretch. Here we go. You know where they're going inside. Carter, Mr. Bagley.
Nice spin move by Carter. Went right around Anthony Lawrence.
They can't stop him on the inside. The interior, they're going down to those big 2 guys. And remember, Jimmy told Allison, he said, we got to contain their big guys. We got to find a way to stop them around the basket.
Carter is 15 and 13. Bagley is 13 and 12.
That zone defense is they're making them stand around and become stationary.
Newton, the lob, and Huell fouled on the contested pass by Wendell Carter. His 3rd foul.
Carter's got great post moves around the basket. Watch this right now. Watch him spin to the baseline. Spins to the baseline. That's a no-no. You got to beat him to the baseline. You got to use the sideline as a defensive player and plant your foot right there. You can't let him make that turn.
Here's DeJuan Huell. 70% from the line. Shooting 2. They hurt themselves at the line Saturday. The loss at Clemson, they went 9 out of 18.
Well, in their losses, their 3 losses, they've been hurt at the free throw line and 3-point shooting. They played really good basketball, but if you don't make shots, you're in a whole lot of trouble, as Jimmy said. So going to be credit for Clemson, but we didn't make shots. They're going to make some stops here. They went a little high-low, and they're going inside. Go inside.
Bagley, a quick shot, tried to shoot it quickly over Huell, who took down the rebound. Yeah, 2 minutes to go. It's a 3-point game on Big Monday.
You'll bother him right there. Huell was 1 for 4. He was a big-time scorer coming off that bench. Like you said, I made him my 6th man of the year. A starter, he has struggled.
10 on the shot clock. Huell with some room and then just ran out of room. It was taken away by Carter. Lawrence worked hard to take it back for Miami. Minute and a half to go. Duke with the ball and a 3-point lead.
What a defensive play right there by Carter. Terrific. Trying to get a ball screen up on top.
Trent using a high screen by Bagley. What a night. A career high for Trent. And a 6-point lead as Gary Trent Jr., the freshman from Columbus, Ohio, has 26.
Nothing like a guy that can make threes. How did they let him out of Ohio State? I'm going to wrap them up in that city. By the way, one of the surprise teams, the Buckeyes. There's a look at Trent. Now watch this. Squares his body so well. He has the swan at the end, the follow through, the jubilation, the excitement. He said his dad is in the house tonight. He's got to be excited. 26 big ones.
McDonald's All-American. Played high school ball at Prolific Prep in California. He's one of 5 McDonald's All-Americans on this Duke team. Only Kentucky has 4 with 6.
Well, they want McDonald's All-American. They're not getting too many Wendy's. They get nothing but McDonald's, baby. They get the best. When I was at Detroit, I wanted can I give them one? Give me one Wendy's.
And Trent's been sick. They didn't know if he'd play Saturday. He played. He went 6 out of 7 from beyond the arc against Wake Forest. He's still not 100%. Maverick took a nasty fall in practice this morning. Landed on his back and stayed down for quite a while. He's 5 out of 8 from 3 tonight.
It's obvious this possession a must. They must score here. See the zone making them take time off the clock.
Walker, they need it. They don't get it. And the long rebound down to Trent.
Wow.
And now a quick foul by Brown. Miami bench wanted a foul for a clear out against Trent. They're not going to get it. The foul does not put them over the limit.
Jimmy, be careful of the technical. What a turnaround. What a turnaround. Unbelievable. Miami.
Larinaga whistling and signaling to his team he wants a quick foul. And they get it away from the ball. And that puts Miami over the limit with 54 seconds to go. And Duke leading by 6. Fouls on the Lakes. His first.
Incredible. What a turnaround. I'm like stunned right here the way they turned this momentum around. We said it could happen because Duke's so explosive. But Miami was playing so well. What are you up 13, right?
13.
13. 23-4 run by Duke. 23-4 run. Whenever you got an explosive team, you know who started that all? Trent with the 3-point shots. It's revolutionized the game. You got guys that shoot. I tell you what, if I'm recruiting, I want to find me some shooters. I want to find some shooters. You know, every time a guy can run, he can jump, can't make shots.
Missed the front end of the 1-and-1, and Duvall hustled it down and forced another Miami foul. Bruce Brown called for the personal. His 4th coming up on SportsCenter after the second half of this Sonic blockbuster doubleheader, Kansas and West Virginia. Cavaliers and Warriors Part 2, a historic day in the NBA, and the Final Four, the Vikings with their quest to host the Super Bowl. The rebound controlled again by Duke.
What a great win. This will be an education for these diaper dandies. They'll utilize this game as a teacher point. Showing the guts to come back and win on the road against a good Miami team after being 13 down, being outplayed.
Duvall, the big bucket at the other end. Out of bounds it goes to Duke. And Miami looks like it'll never score again.
Wow. Cannot believe how this game turned around. I've been doing a lot of games in my career. I haven't seen too many turn around like this one did.
A 13-point Miami lead. Now an 8-point Duke advantage with 40 seconds to go. Miami led 66-53 with 8 minutes left. They've scored only 4 points since. It is a Miami team that does struggle to score.
It's a tough loss for them because first loss at home. The one thing you play in conference play, you better protect your home turf if your goal is to be one of the upper echelon teams in the conference.
Officials to the monitor just to confirm the call. They ruled on the floor the ball goes to Duke, and after looking at it, they stick with that call. It definitely did hit Huell, and apparently was not touched by Bagley before it hit the baseline there. Very well officiated game tonight by
really
these
did a
three.
good job. Yep.
they corralled Trent. Duke got into the right place. So these guys are freshmen. You look at the bodies on these guys. This is something we didn't see 10, 15 years ago.
Exactly.
Freshmen coming in to college basketball looking like Trent and Bagley.
Incredible. And I'll tell you this, with all the basketball they play in those AAU tournaments, international, it's unbelievable. When they arrive, are they really, really freshmen? Oh, wow. Biggest adjustment for many of these kids, they're such superstars on the scholastic level, the AAU level, is playing with other great players, having to learn to adjust that maybe you're not going to be the first option. This crowd is stunned.
Yeah,
this crowd is stunned.
But if you're watching on TV, don't leave, because
second game will be in dynamite.
As you know, the Coliseum will be rocking in Morgantown with Kansas there. Walker a deep three. Still 33 seconds to go. Brown didn't want to foul. He has 4, but they need to stop the clock. And that's poked out of bounds by Lonnie Walker, but a lot of time ticking off, and it'll still be Duke ball.
Well, Duke's hoping to get back Bolden and DeLaurier because they give them a lot of size and help. Very dejected bench right now. They were in control of this game and let it get away.
These are the kind that could really make a difference at tournament time in terms of resume builders that Miami has let get away. Last, I'm amused that we have bracketology in mid-January, but we have to keep Joey Brackets busy.
I don't think the guy sleeps.
He does not sleep. He's very busy. The last I saw, he had Miami as a 10 seed. Now, obviously, it's a little early to panic if you're Miami, going to 13 and 4, but they know where they stand with Joe Lenardi.
Kenny Palm, I don't think those guys sleep at all, Mr. Palmer. It's unbelievable.
Lawrence sleeps. He fell asleep on the inbound. And Duvall, who really played well during this comeback with the steal.
He's a talented player, Duvall. Went to IMG Academy, where they got a great program down there.
He has 16 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists tonight.
That's a pretty good line. That's a pretty good line. They got a great player coming in next year from out of Canada. The #1 player rated right now all over the nation. Rated in Canada, USA, Barry. It's unbelievable talent.
Dan Schulman give you the scouting report?
Dan Schulman is my guy. He's listening to us right now. He sent his text message.
Well, I'm hurt. I thought I was your guy. He told me Dave O'Brien was your guy. Bob Shoes.
You're all my guys. You guys are all great. Oh, terrific.
Well, a lot of the guys in blue rose to the occasion after a very sloppy first half of the second half. They rallied to win. Trent, a career high 36 of 9 from 3. Duvall, 17 points, 5 rebounds, and 8 assists. And Coach K has career win number 1,087.
Wow.
Most all time.
Greatest coach of all time in college basketball. I know people are screaming, hey, what about John Wooden? I love John Wooden, but the eras are different, and he's got so many more wins, and then you factor in what he's done internationally. I think Saban and Mr. Krzyzewski are the best of all time in their respective sports.
And a very disappointing defeat for Jim Larinaga.
Tough loss.
Tough very few coaches have a winning record against Duke. And he's now 5-4 as the Miami coach against Duke.
He had this game, looked like it was in hand, but all of a sudden the explosiveness and Mr. Trent with those threes.
Let's go to Allison.
Hey, Sean, thank you very much. Here with Gary Trent, who had a heck of a game. Gary, this team trailed by as much as 13 in the second half. What was the key to the turnaround?
Defense. We locked up and we fought. That's all we had to do. Coach kept preaching and harping. We got to keep fighting, and that's what we did. So we put out with the win. It was a great team win.
In the last game against Wake Forest, you were not feeling well. Still managed to have 6 3-pointers in that one. You do again tonight, but finished with a new career high. What was the key for you offensively?
Simply just finding open spots. My teammates was finding me. Coach ran up some great plays for me, and I just did my job.
For this young team, how important is it to be able to come on the road and find a way to win?
Simply, we just got to play like men. Coach keep telling us to play like men. We can't play like little boys. And I felt like we made a big step tonight. So I'm glad we could do that.
Gary, thank you. Congrats.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
It's all about March, says Mike Krzyzewski, but this was a valuable experience for Duke. They've won 3 in a row, 5 out of 6. They go to 16-2 on the year. Final score, the Blue Devils 83, Miami 75. Now for Allison Williams, Dick Vitale, our terrific crew. led by Eric Mosley and Jeff Evers. Sean McDonough, good night from Miami. Now back to the studio.